I get asked this all the time. How can I stay grounded and present through the ups and downs of the day? I would love to feel a sense of peace and a flow throughout the day and feel regenerated in the hustle and bustle of the day. And we can start great in the morning, right? And then by midday or by afternoon, we may feel depleted of energy or maybe triggered by others when we least expect it. I don't know about you, but I might have a great idea about how the day is going to unfold and something then happens, right? Someone might say something, or we might have an unexpected meeting. We might get stuck in traffic. We might get that emergency call when we're about to leave work. The car might not start, or our child or family member might get sick. And who knows, our partner might get grouchy. We might receive a nasty or demanding email, and then we're off balance. And based on psychological research, spiritual practices, in my experience, staying in flow through our soul, through our spirit, our true self on a daily basis, it can be very helpful to keep us feeling grounded and connected with ourselves, our values, and to prevent burnout. As they say in medicine, preventing is better than treating. And you might not know me, but I am Dr. Ioana Popa from Team for the Soul, and I bring a unique blend of science, psychology, spiritual care, and ancient Christian faith. And I'm very passionate to help you regenerate and renew on the go while you keep on giving, because the world needs you, unique as you are, special as you are, and I'm here to support you on your journey. So in today's Renewal Nugget, I'm going to bring a short practice with 2 steps to stay in flow, to be like the eye of the storm by practicing self-regulation and possibly co-regulating and inviting the divine through our breath. I love the concept of flow from psychology because it gives a name. Flow is a state of being, and it's more like when we're self-regulated or others help us regulate, which is called co-regulation. And in this state of flow, there's usually a sense of well-being, of balance. We might feel connected. We're more likely to stay grounded and present to our surroundings and be more available to the task at hand and the people we interact with. And on top of that, we can be more empowered and more pleasant human beings. Now, from a scientific perspective, while we're in flow, what's happening with balance our nervous system and our entire body, mind and heart and emotions. From a psychological perspective, we can access our true self, our intuition, our wisdom. From a spiritual perspective, being in flow might mean that we are connected with the divine, the cosmic awareness and consciousness. And from the ancient Christian faith, which I love, we are co-creating and we are in synergy with God. We are participants in the divine dance. I love this Greek word, perichoresis, the divine dance in the kingdom of heaven, which is actually now in the present moment. And as great as it is to be in the flow, we seem to lose these moments very quickly. And there's a sense of not being able to grasp them, not being able to duplicate them. And there's a reason, scientific reason behind it, because as human beings, we tend to habituate. Habituation is actually a great thing. Have you ever tried that nail polish? And then initially, or Band-Aid, right? And initially you feel it, and afterwards it kind of goes away. It's the same thing. So any past great flow experiences that we might have, in time we become habituated, and it's also like chasing the impossible. If we're trying to just recreate them, we're going to chase the sensations, and we're using dopamine in our brain. This is a natural chemical that it's released when we have pleasant sensation. So any efforts to duplicate that is like being in a river and expecting the same atoms and molecules of water to surround us. It's impossible. We're in the flow. And in the effort to duplicate the amazing past flow experiences, we might fail because our brain will require more and more and more dopamine. And this can lead to small and big addictions. Life is a flow, and so are we. And the good news, there are an infinite possibilities and numbers of amazing moments that we can have access in the right of our fingertips, where we can experience flow moments in the now. And although we cannot exactly duplicate the past moments, we can create new ones every moment. And I'm going to share with you today my favorite quick technique with 2 steps that can encourage states of flow, which you can practice often every day until it can become just a second nature. Step 1, prepare yourself for flow using breath. And this is where we're going to share really quickly with you today. And number 2, stay open to co-creating with the universe. How cool can that be? All right, step 1. As we get prepared for the state of flow, we can use our breath. There are many ways to prepare our bodies, our minds, our hearts, our soul. But the quickest way when we're really busy in the midst of action is to use our breath. And I'm going to share with you an easy way to remember. Now, why breath? I mean, in spiritual tradition, there's a reason why they call the breath the name of God. In science, through our breath, we can regulate the amount of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the blood, which regulates our body. Now, when our body is regulated, then our emotions can be more calm. Then when our emotions are more calm, our brain will not go offline, but stay with us so we can stay sharper and focused and more aware. We can have more access to our sensations in our body and we perceive the surroundings better. This way, we can actually access more wisdom and more resources, either internally or externally. So on a fundamental level with the breath, and I've tried this, we can balance really quickly. When I was a medical resident many moons ago in the emergency room, I tried this not only with my patients that would come in the emergency room, but with myself. Try the breath, whatever I'm going to share with you in a couple of moments. And I also tried this with my nervous students in my classes before big presentations, and it works. All right. So, by the way, you should not do this if you have any respiratory problems. Please, please, please check with your doctor and use your judgment. So if you're multitasking, come back. And if you have respiratory problems, don't try this first step. You can still listen and get some benefits, especially from the second step. But check with your doctor first. All right, so here's my first step in a nutshell. Use 10 breaths, each for 10 seconds. So you're going to have 3 situations, right? You're either going to be too activated, too low energy, or just right. If you're too activated, stressed, angry, in fight or flight response, or anxious, maybe you just got triggered at work or by your family or by your friends, remember to breathe 4 to 6. So you hold your breath longer. 4 meaning in breath, 4 seconds, 6, out breath 6. So you hold it longer. Shorter in breath, 4 seconds, and out breath 6 seconds. And you allow this way for a little bit of more carbon dioxide in the system that helps our brain to just calm down, and do it for about 10 seconds. So in breath short, 4 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, and out breath 6 seconds, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 seconds, shorter in breath, longer out breath. Now, if you probably guessed by now, if your energy is too low, maybe you're too tired, bored, sad, feeling down, low energy, you can bring more oxygen in. So the breath is going to be 6 to 4. More in breath, 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then exhale shorter. 7, 8, 9, 10. And do this 10 times. And if you feel just right, you're already kind of self-regulated, just do 10 slow, deep breaths equal exhaling and inhaling. And it sounds simple, but it can be very powerful. So if you practice this every day, if you haven't done that, you can practice it every day. It can become really second nature and can be quite helpful in triggering moments. All right, now what's step 2? While you're breathing, stay open and curious to your awareness, which is a quality of the soul, of our true self. Curiosity, those are actually 2 qualities, awareness and curiosity. So stay aware and curious in the present moment, and stay with this possibility of co-creating with the universe. Now, if you believe in God, this is an invitation to be in synergy with God and encounter the great divine and be a participant in this divine dance on a daily basis and with practice moment by moment. Now, if you don't believe in God, this could be an invitation to stay curious and discover, what if there's something out there loving and greater that actually has your back? What is it all those people are talking about? Those can be moments where you can just stay curious. Actually, I've been an atheist until in my 20s, and I've discovered God this way because I was like curious, like, what if God exists? Wouldn't I want to know it in my lifetime? No pressure for anyone, right? Just an invitation. And what's going to happen when you do that? We never know. There's infinite possibilities. And from the spiritual experiences of many traditions and many people across centuries, when God shows up with love. So while you're breathing 10 times, the invitation is to stay aware, to stay curious, with a small tint of expectation, about the world, about your existence, about your soul, about God, the universe, and see how God is going to unfold. Don't go into thoughts, but stay in the awareness and just pay attention to what's happening internally and externally with a relaxed curiosity. And if you like to practice the Jesus prayer, which is an ancient Christian prayer, do that, or another prayer that doesn't pull you into your head, right? Something that you could do automatically. This is if you already practice it. All right. So in those moments, just notice the qualities, because every moment has the potentiality to be different in quality, in awareness, in taste, in sensations, in thoughts, emotions, interactions. Everything can be so different. It's almost like when we have a plant in our garden, right? Every year brings new flowers, but every flower is different, although it's the same plant. And the good news, until our last breath, there's always one more moment, one more breath to co-create with the universe and access flow. Like right now, I'm so curious how this moment feels for me. How does this feel for you? And if you already tried this and it's working, I invite you to keep practicing. If you already tried this and nothing happened, no worries. You are on the right track. Just keep trying and fine-tuning. The key is here to let go of expectations and have no demands. Just stay curious. It's almost like in a dating period, right? We don't expect full intimacy in a relationship. It's the same with our soul connecting with the divine. It's an intimate relationship. It does take time. So it helps really to let go of expectation or demands and just stay curious and prepare for being in flow. And as I mentioned earlier, if this is a novel idea, you've never heard this before, as sages from around the world are inspiring us, it's worth trying and staying curious. As far as we know, we only have one life. And to paraphrase Mary Oliver, which I love, she's saying something, I'm not sure I'm saying it quite right, but what are you going to do with your one wild and precious life? So here are the 2 steps in a nutshell before I wrap up. Step 1, whenever you're in the hustle and bustle and you want to recenter and ground, use 10 breaths each for 10 seconds. Either 4 to 6, longer out breath. Hold your breath longer to calm yourself down. Stay more with your carbon dioxide, or bring in more oxygen. Breathe 6 to 4. If you're too low in energy, the oxygen will bring more energy. And if you're just right, just 10 breaths, kind of equal, gentle, deep, and calming. And step 2, while you're doing that, stay open and curious in your soul awareness to this idea. What if I can co-create with the universe? What if I am co-creating with the universe and God right in this moment? Have fun, staying curious, and inviting flow into your life. And as always, it's such an honor to be in this shared space in time with our technology online. And until next time, I say goodbye.